Justin Rolat, BBC News.
Well, meanwhile, Pakistan will receive more than $9 billion from international donors to help with its recovery efforts following the deadly floods which hit the country last year. It's estimated that the total amount that Pakistan needs to fully recover is in the region of $16 billion. The pledges were made at the International Conference on Climate Resilient Pakistan in Geneva after the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres described the floods as a monsoon on steroids. Well, for more on this, we can cross live to Pakistan now and join Ali Tauqeer Sheikh, who's a member of the Pakistan Climate Change Council. He joins us live now from Islamabad. Great to get you on the programme, Mr. Sheikh. In terms of the current situation, in terms of the areas that have been hit hardest by the floods, how is the recovery process going on in those areas?
See, some areas it's particularly slow because they are inaccessible, or the infrastructure is such that the standing water is not able to escape. Therefore, people are not able to go back, and they are still in shanty or temporary camps on the roadside, waiting for some degree of support for them to go back to their communities. In some areas, to their areas, and in some cases, they are still wet. It's a hard story of human tragedy where about 30 million people are affected and several million are still in destitute, waiting for food, water, and this is biting cold in some areas. Therefore, we can feel the heat of urgency here in this cold weather.
Indeed, and the way you put it so poetically as well, it underlines the scale of the tragedy. We're seeing some of those images on our screens right now. Pakistan has managed to secure this money now, Mr. Sheikh. Is it enough?
Well, the estimated total loss exceeds 30 billion US. Immediate cost for rehabilitation and reconstruction was estimated to be 16. The world has forged a very strong partnership, and world leaders have shown their compassion. They moved forward. The commitments are to the tune of 10 billion. Some of it is recycled and recounted, and that's fair. Important thing is right now how quickly we can mobilize these resources and reach out to those communities. And that's not an easy task for a country that's a federation where the provinces guard their autonomy very jealously.
Absolutely. Mr. Sheikh, it's one thing to help people who are most in need, as you've talked about as well, and I understand that the funds will be allocated to that. But there's also a priority and an urgency, isn't there, to ensure that money goes towards making sure that something like this is prevented in the future, that infrastructure is built to help people be more safe in the face of more flooding in the future.
That is absolutely correct. I think you have hit the nail on the head. Countries are not fragile and geographies are not fragile. The institutions are weak. Therefore, a lot of investment need to go. How do we dispense governance? And Pakistan is not particularly strong at the local level, where the local governments need to be empowered, resourced, and then climate vulnerability, most fundamentally, it's a local issue. And the top-down solutions cannot be effective or efficient. Therefore, the solutions that we have to find are at the local level. And if we are able to do that, I think we will be on the path to long-term sustainability that will help us meet the increasing temperature and precipitation in the region.
Well, I wish you the very best of luck with that ambitious goal in the future. Mr. Ali Tauqeer Sheikh, member of the Pakistan Climate Change Council, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to have you on the programme. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am.